Sometimes a movie is only as amusing as its characters' names.
I had no idea you'd be this good.
Neither did I.
Oh, Finch. Finch.
Oh, Stifler's mom. Oh.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funny movie character names. Scott! For this list, we're taking a look at big screen characters with names that were punchlines in and of themselves. While the funny names in question aren't just relegated to obvious comedies, this list is only including names of humans, meaning we're excluding the names of inanimate objects like toys. So, sorry Buzz Lightyear.
Star Command, come in. Do you read me? Why don't they answer?
While some of these names might be a little risque, and a few even make us clutch our pearls, we can't help but have a hearty little chuckle. And maybe a scandalized giggle or two. Number 10, Egg Shen, Big Trouble in Little China.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mr. Egg Shen with this wonderful tour this morning.
This bus driver for Egg Foo Young Tours doesn't just drive obnoxious tourists through Chinatown for a living, he also happens to be a pretty powerful magician and practitioner of ancient magic.
And this time they are not alone. Egg Shen is with them. The little bastard sorcerer has brought them through the bulk of the dead trees. Egg Shen.
He also happens to be named Egg.
Egg Shen, bus driver.
While his name is an awesomely creative tie-in to his formal occupation, it also makes his formidable black magic that much more unsuspecting.
I'll stick with these. You coming with us, Egg?
Of course, Jack, it's my destiny. Besides, if I don't, you'll never make it out alive.
Because honestly, who'd ever be able to say that he or she was defeated by an egg and a trucker in a magic battle to the death? Lo Pan, that's probably who, but that's it.
You never could beat me, Egg Shen.
Number 9, Fook Me and Fook You, Austin Powers in Goldmember.
Your name is?
Fukumi.
Oh, stereotypes. In this third installment of the Austin Powers franchise, we're treated to some extreme satire on the Japanese schoolgirl temptress trope, but times 2.
Fukumi exists.
Oh, I see. Your name is Fukumi.
Austin Powers has just been knighted at Buckingham Palace, so he returns to a party in progress and runs into a set of gorgeous twins with some rather naughty names.
This is my twin sister. Her name Fukyu. Fukyu. Fukumi. See?
Clearly, there isn't much left open for interpretation once the ladies introduce themselves to Austin. And as the trio heads towards the bed, we already know what the fook is about to happen.
We give you top secret massage.
Yes, top secret massage, baby.
Number 8, Dieter von Kunt, MacGruber.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Thanks, MacGruber.
This movie spin-off of the Saturday Night Live sketch sees Will Forte star as MacGruber, a comically less talented version of the character MacGyver.
Time to go pound some cunt.
Mac, it's not that easy.
In the film, MacGruber has been recruited to track down and stop a bad guy from getting his hands on some nuclear weapons.
After I disarm this nuke, I'm gonna cut off your dick and
Shove it in my mouth. You're like a broken record.
It just so happens that the dude thereafter also killed MacGruber's wife some years before, so he's pretty much a super jerk.
No, wait, that didn't happen to me because I'm not a f***ing retard who blows up his own dudes.
you, cunt.
Which is probably why the writers gave him such an interesting name. A name that certainly does not accidentally sound like a vulgar word for a part of the female anatomy, right?
Bye, MacGruber.
Time to go pound some cunt.
Number 7, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo.
I'm Deuce.
When all else fails, a name that rhymes is always good for a laugh. Such is the case in this late 90s comedy starring Rob Schneider.
Because that's who I really am. This whole gigolo thing was just a mistake. But I'm glad it happened.
As the titular Deuce Bigalow, he plays a fish cleaner who accidentally destroys an expensive fish tank and has to find a way to pay for the damage he's caused. Naturally, he decides to turn to the world's oldest profession to make a quick buck. We enjoy the fact that his name rhymes with his newfound occupation, but we also think that it makes for some really inventive business cards.
I'm Deuce Bigelow. I'm a gigolo from America.
Number 6. Papschmear, the naked gun from the files of Police Squad.
Mr. Papschmear is here.
Show him in.
In this slapstick comedy, Leslie Nielsen plays Lieutenant Frank Drebin, a police squad member trying to thwart an assassination attempt on Queen Elizabeth II.
Thank you, Your Honor. Protecting the safety of the Queen is a task that's gladly accepted by Police Squad.
Of course, this wouldn't be a Police Squad film without an abundance of pratfalls and visual gags. But one of the funniest elements of the film is the name of the main villain, Papschmear.
Tell me, Mr. Papschmear, have you ever seen sensory-induced hypnosis?
He goes by one name only, and that name sounds a lot like a particularly uncomfortable physical exam. The character himself is fairly unpleasant, so at least the theme is consistent.
I must kill Papschmear. Will that be with cream and sugar, sir?
Mr. Papschmear?
Number 5. Alata Fagina, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
My name is number 2. This is my Italian confidential secretary. Her name is Alata. Alata Fagina.
Between Basil Exposition, Number 2, and Fat Bastard, this spy spoof franchise has no shortage of silly names. But Miss Fagina from the first installment exceeds all expectations. An obvious parody of the infamous Bond girl Pussy Galore, Alata Fagina is every bit the vixen, but without the equally hot counterpart.
How dare you break wind before me?
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't know it was your turn.
Austin Powers first encounters the aggressively sultry seductress at the blackjack table, where her introduction causes him to do a double take.
I'm sorry, I'm just not getting it. It sounded like you said your name was a lot of, Never mind.
She then later uses her feminine wiles to secure information from Austin during a dip in the hot tub, only as a vagina can.
Come in. And I'll show you everything you need to know.
Number 4. Biggest Dickus, Monty Python's Life of Brian.
I have a very great friend in Rome called Biggest Dickus.
This one's pretty obvious. The 70s British satire tells the story of a man named Brian who, having been born next door to Jesus on the same day, is mistaken for the Messiah and rapidly gains a following as a miracle worker through a series of misunderstandings and minor coincidences.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy!
In a famous scene from Life of Brian, the titular hero has been captured and taken before Pilate.
Strike him, Centurion, very roughly.
But during questioning, there's a bit of confusion regarding a certain character and his unfortunate name.
What about you? Do you find it risible? Will I say the name? Dickus? Dickus?
And things aren't made any easier during the discussion around Biggest Dickus and his wife, considering Pilate's got a speech impediment.
You know what she's called? She's called Incontinentia. Incontinentia buttocks. What's it all this?
Number 3. McLovin, Superbad.
I am McLovin.
No, you're not. No one's McLovin. McLovin's never existed because that's a made-up, dumb fairy tale name, you
When you're a teen boy trying to secure a fake ID in order to score some booze, it's usually best to play it safe when it comes to choosing the name on the card.
Wait, you changed your name to McLovin? McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
At least that would be the sensible thing to do, but in this hilarious comedy starring Jonah Hill and Michael Cera, that's the exact opposite of what happens. They play two teenagers trying to buy alcohol for a party when their friend Fogel comes through with a fake ID that they hope will get them all one step closer. Except that the name he chooses to call himself on the ID is McLovin.
So it's just McLovin?
Yeah.
Badass.
It is badass.
Really
It's a
cool.
Badass name.
Yeah.
Which sounds less like a legal adult and more like a Valentine's Day fast food combo.
It's awesome.
Yeah, man, I told you the idea would work. I fooled those cops. I'm McLovin. Woo! I am McLovin.
Number 2, Dirk Diggler, Boogie Nights.
It says Dirk Diggler.
I think heaven has sent you here, Dirk Diggler.
While most of us would probably use the name of our first pet and the street we grew up on to figure out our porn names, when you're remarkably well endowed, some names just come naturally.
The award for Best Newcomer goes to, yes, my baby boy, Dirk Diggler!
In this drama, Mark Wahlberg plays a nightclub dishwasher who quickly rises to fame in the 70s porno scene. That's thanks in large part to his anatomical gifts, but also because he's managed to choose the most comically perfect porn name ever.
Okay, Dirk, you ready?
Yeah, I was born ready, Nick. Let's go, man.
It's almost crass, but not really, and has a certain essence of porn, but in an everyday sort of way.
You know who I am? My name's Dirk Diggler.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Are we going to Steve Stifler's party afterwards? Because that would be so cool.
All right, okay, McFly. Get a grip on yourself. It's all a dream. It's just a very intense dream.
This is Mr. Round.
Shut down.
My name is Indiana Jones.
Anything else about Mr. Candy that I should know before I meet him?
Yes, he is a bit of a Francophile.
What civilized people aren't.
And he prefers Monsieur Candy to Mr. Candy.
Si c'est cela qu'il préfère.
He doesn't speak French. Don't speak French to him. It'll embarrass him.
Pizza the Hut! Well, if it isn't Lone Star and his sidekick, Puke.
That's barf.
Number 1, Gaylord Fokker, Meet the Parents.
Is your name Gaylord Fokker, yes or no? Yes.
There is nothing inherently wrong with the name Gaylord, and even the last name Fokker might simply raise an eyebrow or two in passing.
Gaylord M. Fokker?
Yeah, that's me.
But together, the name Gaylord Fokker seems like a cruel lifelong joke by some rather vicious parents.
I mean, they'd have to be, right? To name their son Gaylord Fokker.
In this comedy hit, Ben Stiller stars as Greg Fokker, a man who's enduring an extraordinarily awkward visit with his girlfriend's family.
Don't push it, Fokker.
With all the misfortune that befalls Greg during his visit, it's safe to say that his ridiculous name is the least of his worries. But for us, it's the icing on a rather hilarious cake.
How do you pronounce it?
Oh, just like it's spelled. F-O-C-K-E-R.
Fokker.
Fokker.
Do you agree with our list? Who do you think has the funniest movie character name? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.